Donald Trump has kicked off his presidency with a series of sweeping executive orders, some of which include the now infamous Muslim ban and the order to begin work on that Mexican border wall. Immigrants obviously have many reasons to feel anxious with this administration, as many of them could be deported back to their home country. But this is also an issue for our economy, because immigrants make up a huge portion of our workforce and contribute heavily to productivity in many fields, like medicine, research, and technology. It really does impact our economy on all levels.
So as a country, I believe we have always had a competitive advantage of attracting the best and the brightest from around the world. This program enables companies to really get the employees they need with the skills they need at the time they need. I would say to tech community in particular, it's existential.
That's Arash. He's an immigration lawyer here in San Francisco. And what he has to say is really important.
The way the tech industry works, many times they have different teams working on different projects. And there are a number of key figures or roles in that project. And if those roles are not filled, then the project is going nowhere. So if you are able to use the H-1B program to fill those 2 or 3 key roles with foreign employees, and it is a team of, let's say, 15 people, you have just created 12 or 13 American jobs by getting those 2 or 3 foreign employees. And so not only you create jobs for the American workers, but this new team that would be working on this project will also need housing, they will need services, they will need transportation, they will need food. So in many ways, it goes towards stimulating the economy.
So basically, we need immigrants to fill jobs that we don't have enough qualified American candidates for. This is specifically a challenge for companies trying to hire software engineers.
I've never heard someone telling me, oh man, there's too many good engineers, I don't know, which one to select. And I've never talked to an engineer saying, man, I cannot find a job, right?
That's Sylvain, and he founded an organization that trains full stack engineers right here in San Francisco. He has some key insights into how engineers are hired and how engineers find work.
Basically they are all employed. But the engineer is one of the positions where there is the lowest unemployment. I think it's like 1% or something like that. So basically you are not looking for people who are unemployed. You are looking for people who are employed, and you need to trigger something so that they decide to change company, right?
That's right. So if your company is hiring, you're likely poaching engineers from another company. Now, the H-1B visa work program is one way to help employers fill the gap. Now, critics of the program say that H-1B visas drive down wages for American workers. Now, there is evidence to support this may be true in one particular sector, IT service companies.
There are few big Indian-based companies who tend to abuse H-1B, and actually that represents a big percentage of the around 80,000 H-1B visas that are delivered every year, and that's like quite bad.
While IT wages struggle with global competitiveness, industry leaders are confident that many of these problems can be addressed with reforms.
I think the program should be reformed in more than one way, but I don't think the law is getting strapped by itself because it's just too important, and it has proven itself in the past. If you look at the projects where H-1B employees have been involved in the past, and then the role those projects have had on the overall tech industry and the effect they've had, I don't think anybody in their right mind would, and anybody who in their right mind who has the best interest of the country in mind would think about repealing the program.
So does the H-1B visa program drive down wages for American workers? Well, the answer is complex. It could be yes, it could be no. It really depends upon the field we're talking about. Here's another perspective.
The truth is that when you are on H-1B, you can switch job. You are not linked to a company. You can only work for one company, but you can transfer your H-1B from one company to another. So companies, it's not like, yeah, you are with us, we sponsor your visa, we have to enforce on you a low wage. Like it doesn't work like this. Like if the company is not paying well the worker that is currently on H-1B, can very well change of company and go work for a company that pay him or her better. So like I don't see any link between like H-1B and having like lower salaries.
It's also important to remember that until recently, the H-1B visa program had unanimous bipartisan support because we understand that successful economies, like the one we have here in the Bay, depend upon a robust ecosystem of companies, funding, and talent. And if we lose any part of that puzzle, especially the talent, we could lose the whole thing.
If you remove the H-1B visa program, then company will not be able to hire, will not be able to sustain their growth, and will either die or move to other countries, and they will bring job with them. So, keep it or leave it. But I think H-1B is just crucial until we improve education and perhaps we can train enough highly skilled people.